And we will read for the zodiacs for the week here in just a minute, guys. So, first, let's have a little Sunday unsermon. A little Sunday unsermon. I've done a lot of thinking this week, a lot of being in my own head, a lot of weird energy feel shit this week. Weird energy feel shit. I know a lot of you guys have felt it too, have felt the energy shift. And while I'm not going to reiterate all of the things that are in the hour-long YouTube that I just put up earlier, I do want to talk about a few things because I've had a lot of people ask me about these things. I had a lot of people ask me about these things. So, y'all realize that we're in the upper part of a solar cycle right now, right? The sun goes through cycles, just like everything. The sun goes through cycles. Right now, the sun's kind of acting out. It's in its puberty cycle. So it's kind of acting out. So it's continually flinging stuff this way and that. Not only is the sun continually flinging stuff this way and that, it does all the time anyway. Okay? It does all the time anyway. This is a little different. This is a lot of heightened activity. Like someone gave the sun all the big Red Bulls, okay? And a few 5 hours, things like that. That affects every living thing on Earth, whether you guys realize it or not. The sun affects every living thing on Earth, from microorganisms to humans and beyond. It affects everything. The sun affects how the plants grow. The sun affects gravity. Solar flares affect technology. They affect our human brain. And that's the thing I want to talk about, is how much the sun affects your brain, and everything that goes along with it. The sun also affects the Schumann resonances. And I know you guys, if you have heard me talk at all on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever, I talk about them a lot. I pay attention to them a lot. I also get tagged in and see all the conspiracy theory things about the Schumann. Y'all, first of all, let me explain what the Schumann is if y'all don't know. The Schumann resonances is the Earth's heartbeat. Frequencies and energy are a thing. Y'all just finished watching, not on YouTube, but on TikTok, y'all just finished watching me do a full hour energy work session. Reiki is energy work. We are used to the energy, the frequency of the Earth being about 7.2 to 7.5-ish. That's where we're happy. That's our norm. Okay? That's our norm. When the sun lobs bullshit at us, it causes that to shift. Not really shift, but it causes the intensity of the frequency to go higher. A lot of things affect the Schumann. A lot. Storms with lots of lightning affect the Schumann. It's nothing conspiracy theory wise. It's literally science. Science. Now, we're going to tie back to the sun in a minute. Don't stress, okay? I have this eyelash poking me. But here's the thing about frequencies and energy. And if you guys really want to fall down one of the most terrifying rabbit holes that I can tell you to fall down, here you go. Later, when you're just bored, look up energy weapons. Look up energy weapons. Frequencies can be used to change living things. This is why when the Schumann hits a high and it just, bam, goes up to 40. The 40 doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're used to 7, 40 is a massive jump. Thank you for that gift, love. When it goes up to 7 or 40 and beyond, I've been watching it for years. And I've noticed within the past 2 years, especially, well, since 2021, summer of 2021, almost 2 years, every time there is a massive spike in the Schumann, there is usually a mass shooting. There is some massive act of violence. Here's why. Frequencies affect the human brain. Frequencies affect the human brain. People that already have a broken brain, they have some form of mental illness, they have something going on and they're kind of teetering, if that makes sense. If you suddenly have a frequency shift that affects your brain, it usually is just enough to push something over the edge. With the sun acting up, these happen more and more. With the flares hitting us, happens more and more. This is why everybody has felt like the energy in the world has been fucked up a lot more lately than they remember it being. Because the last time the sun was in a cycle like this, it was a long time ago, 25-ish years. Some of us are old enough to remember that. But when the sun hits the high point in a cycle where it's about to hit, which has been longer than 25 years, when it hits this high point in the cycle, they have done research that shows that civilizations fall. Some rise, some fall. It's a massive amount of energy that is influxed into the earth. This also affects the frequencies. If you guys want to fall down another rabbit hole and not really scare yourself, look up how frequencies affect the human body. And I don't know if y'all have seen it floating around, but there's a TikTok where there's a scientist who talks about how they found that there are certain frequencies that will literally demolish cancer cells, won't affect the other cells around them. There's even part of the video where it's in a petri dish under a microscope, etc., and they're watching these frequencies destroy these cancer cells. Frequencies do amazing and terrifying things to life, to the human body, to organisms. If you guys have ever heard me talk about the solfeggio frequencies, etc., I would highly recommend falling down that rabbit hole. I used to talk about them a lot. I haven't talked about them much lately. We're going to talk about them a little bit, and then we're going to go back to the sun. The solfeggio frequencies are a set of 9 different frequencies. They start in the lower end, 174. They go up to 963. These are some of the frequencies that you can use to change different things within you. Your ways of thinking. They can help you heal. They can let go of grief. All kinds of different things. They're fantastic. If you've never listened to them before, I highly recommend listening to them one night a week or so until you get used to them, okay? Frequencies that are higher than the 963, higher than 900 to 1,000 can give you a headache very quickly if you're not used to them. In fact, even if you are used to them, I don't recommend listening to the higher frequencies a lot, okay? There are also lower frequencies. The lower frequencies that are under 10, that are single digits, are called God frequencies. These are ones that are used to change mindsets. But again, don't listen to them too much. We're not used to those lower frequencies. It's a great thing to nerd down the rabbit hole on Google about. You won't be sorry, I promise. So if you think about everything I just said, and we'll pull all these rabbit holes into one again. If the sun has all this energy, its own frequency, if all of the energy and the solar flares and stuff that hit us affect the frequency of the earth, in turn affecting our bodies, it's going to affect everything on earth. It is. There's no it might. It is. It is. The earth is kind of in a dumpster fire right now. The human race, I don't know what we're doing with our lives right now. But I want you guys to think about this, because this is something that ties into. Notice a couple years ago the rise of spiritual talk, the rise of witch talk, the rise of everybody getting back to pagan beliefs, everybody starting to look at more holistic ways of living, of healing the body. That had a massive rise like that. I mean, it took off like insane. So for those of us who've been doing this a very long time, we were like, holy shit, like this is fantastic, right? Now the frequencies have picked up. Now the Schumann has been acting a fool a lot. A lot. And now there's this massive push to go backwards. Preaching about Christianity, preaching about anti this, anti that, anti everything. Picking fights with things that, why? Why? Now, some of it is a method of control, fear-based control. But the other part is also money. When you have frequencies that unlock people's gifts, people's beliefs, did you know that you have memories stored in your DNA from your ancestors? When you have frequencies that unlock those things, and people start to heal themselves, cuts into that bottom line. Every medication that's out there is derived from plant-based medicine. All of the plant-based medicine that was found over time, that was discovered over time, was kept alive by the medicine men and women, by the shamans, by the practitioners, by the witches, by the pagans. So if you want to control the narrative, if you want to control the money, if you want to control the fear, you squash that. You squash that. Then you have the sun, which is lobbying all of its craziness our way, which is making people's brains do insane things, and which has us on the verge of nuclear war. It's interesting times right now. It's interesting times right now. Guys, think for yourselves. Learn everything you can. On my link tree, both on YouTube and here on TikTok, there's a link for my Amazon influencer account. Not that I just want you to go buy things or whatever, but everybody's always asking me for book recommendations. They're there. I will be adding a ton more over this week. I'm going to go through my bookshelf behind me, and I'm going to add the books that I use the most, and then I'm going to add the books that I have. I want you guys to have a library of your own. I want you guys to make sure that you know how to do some of the plant-based medicine, how to go out and forage for herbs, how to gather things that are in your own backyard that can be used to heal you, to heal your family. If we have a huge X-flare, an X-flare like a Carrington event would literally wipe technology out. Electromagnetic pulse would wipe technology out. Have these things so you know what to do. Now, it's not even so much all of that stuff you have to worry about. We all know it's going to be the people that you have to worry about. But have the books, have the knowledge. I want you guys to have that. I've been working on recompiling my library for a couple of years. And I want you guys to know which ones they are as well. Okay? Be smart, guys. Teach yourselves. Teach yourselves. And here's the other thing. Trust your gut. I preach this so much, it's not even funny. But trust your gut. If your gut is telling you, I need to learn herbalism, do it. If your gut is telling you, I need to be stockpiling bottled water, do it. If your gut is telling you, I need to move from where I'm at, I don't need to work here, I don't need to drive this way to work, whatever it is, trust your gut, period. Trust your gut. There's a reason that all of the cops, that all of the military, all of these people, there's a reason every single show, well, I just had a gut feeling. Yes, it's called your intuition. Your intuition is not wrong. Trust it. Trust it. Because with the sun acting a fool, with the frequencies all over the place, and with you never knowing how they're going to affect people around you, you never know who's going to snap, when we might have an electromagnetic pulse. You never know when things like that are going to happen, guys. And if y'all have never seen, I think it's called The Happening, the movie with Mark Wahlberg, John Leguizamo, where nature gets back at humanity, basically. That's frequencies. That's frequencies. Energy weapons work off of frequencies, and they can be used to make people do things. So, I want you guys to think about that. I want you to fall down that rabbit hole. No, I'm not trying to scare you, and no, I'm not trying to fearmonger or whatever. I want you guys to think for yourselves. I want you to think for yourselves. Be smart. Be smart. Okay? The sun is an amazing and terrifying thing. So is energy. So is frequencies. So are frequencies. So are frequencies. Your body is made up of energy. Your body is made up of frequency. There are a lot of people that can manipulate those things, that they have a gift, a spiritual gift, whatever you want to call it, psychic gift, to manipulate energies. They're starting to prove it scientifically now. So, I'm just saying, think for yourselves, guys. And make sure that you follow every single one of your favorite creators on other platforms. Because as you guys know, they're trying to outlaw TikTok because it's Chinese owned. I don't give a fuck who sees how many cat videos I watch. I do care about people like Facebook selling my information. Follow your favorite creators everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? My social media links are on my Linktree. I have a YouTube, I have an Instagram, I have a Patreon, I have a Facebook, I have a Twitter, I have a Pinterest. Follow them. Follow your favorite creators. Okay? Follow your favorite creators. All right, that being said, we should probably read for the zodiacs. Am I right? Am I right? Yes? Because I could talk about this stuff all day long. And if you guys aren't members of my website, please make sure you do. I've got some interesting announcements coming up. And for those of you guys that are in or around Nashville, I will be there on Easter weekend. Make sure I don't have my neck upside down. I'll be there on Easter weekend at the Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Convention. You guys can get tickets on the site to come see me. I did have an event in Memphis, but as of right now, unless I have a ton of people that suddenly just want to see me, so I set up a photo op or whatever, I've canceled that. If you guys are in Memphis and you want to see me, shoot a message to the site, okay? Shoot a message to the site. All right. Capricorns, are we ready? We ready? Yeah? All right, Caps. Here we go. One yawn. Y'all start off with Osiris, which is commitment, acquisition, and responsibility. Then you have deep quiet, meditation, and stillness. Then you have repairing the veil, which is forgiveness. And then you have the many masks and the authentic self. Caps. Caps. This is going to be a week of you shifting your perspective. We all tend to get caught up in where we're going. We all tend to get caught up in life, in where we think that the norm, the matrix wants us to go. And that's kind of what's happened, Capricorns. So this last week, in the shift and the energy, you guys realize that some things are not what they had been before. They're not what they seem. So now, this coming week, Caps, it's a week of kind of being a hermit a little. It's a week of you paying attention to your responsibilities. Now, I don't mean just, oh, you got to pay your bills. You got to feed your kids. You should probably bathe. I don't mean those responsibilities, okay? What I mean are your responsibilities, your soul's responsibilities in the universe. The repairing the veil card is interesting because that talks about forgiveness. If you guys ever heard a Capricorn's inner monologue, I'm going to say really any earth signs inner monologue, but definitely a Capricorn, you would be in a corner somewhere balled up crying for 20 years. Capricorns are some of the hardest people on themselves. This card, the forgiveness card, Capricorns, is about you forgiving yourself. Because when you realize in this meditation and stillness in this hermit mode this week that you may have been shifting your direction more than you needed to, or that you thought the universe was telling you to go here and really it's like, here. The universe is going to start shifting you back where you need to be, Capricorns. Please don't be too hard on yourself, Caps, because all you are doing is following the signs, following the universe. The universe has shifted and changed this last week. So I have a feeling that a lot of signs are going to have this week. The universe has shifted hardcore this last week. Caps, be your authentic self. This week is about being a hermit, about looking at where you're going, about your responsibilities, your commitments, and forgiving yourself for getting off your path because you didn't really know you were getting off the path. This weekend, Capricorns, is about being your authentic self. Getting back to your authentic Capricorn self. It's going to be kind of a week of change for you, Capricorns. For those of you guys that have Capricorns in your life, you're probably going to look around and go, holy shit, thank God you're back to normal. Stones, Capricorns. Red jasper, Apache tears, black tourmaline, prehnite. I'm going to give you guys a few different stones tonight to choose from. You pick the one that resonates with you. Or grab all of them. If you grab prehnite, know that black tourmaline's already in there. Okay? All right. Aquarius. We ready? We ready, Aquarius? Okay? Can't make this shit up. Aquarius, you also start off with Osiris. I mean, y'all saw me shuffle the cards. Y'all start off with Osiris as well, which is commitment, acquisition, and responsibility. Then you guys had two cards come out together. So the top card is straddling worlds, walking the line, 1 foot here, 1 foot there. Underneath that is the overflow card. It's overwhelm and plenty. Then you have eyes of the eagle, rise above the fray. Aquarius. This is going to be a week where you realize that you're spreading yourself too thin. That you have spread yourself too thin. You're going to look around suddenly and realize that you have taken on way too many commitments, too many responsibilities, and you keep acquiring more. Thank you, love. You keep acquiring more. And in acquiring more, you are now teetering back and forth. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed. I think you've known this for a while, Aquarius. But this week, it's really going to manifest. It's really going to manifest. The good thing is this weekend, Aquarius, is you shucking some of these responsibilities, and I put them in air quotes on purpose, and letting them go. Letting them go. Okay? Because here's the thing, Aquarius. Some of these responsibilities that you've taken on aren't even yours. They are someone else's. You've taken them on. You've taken them on because someone made you feel like they were yours, and they're not. So instead of being able to handle your own responsibilities and the things you need to handle, Aquarius, suddenly you're teetering back and forth on both of these things. And it's too much. And it's too much. So Aquarius, this weekend is going to be about you getting back to you. Okay? About you getting back to you. Now, here's the thing, Aquarius. For some of you guys, I know you're sitting there going, I don't really know what you're talking about. It may not be physical things. It may not be a job, like an actual work job. It may not be family stuff. It may just be that you suddenly have become the therapist and the sounding board for all your friends, for everybody around you. And now you're worried about all of their shit over your own shit. Aquarius is not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility. They need to be a big person. They need to be the big kid, and they need to take care of their own shit. So those of you guys that have been taking advantage of an Aquarius, just know that this is the weekend you get cut off. This is the weekend you get cut off. And I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you. So, Aquarius. Thank you for the gifts, love. Stones for Aquarius. Aventurine, amethyst, obsidian, and clear quartz. Pisces. Where's all my Pisces gang at? Well, okay. 2 is obviously a powerful number this week, Pisces. Every single card is 2, 20, 28, and 22. 2, 2, 2. So, Pisces, you guys start off with a Thanatos, which is completion. It's also support. Then you have choices and their consequences. Then you have teachability. And then you have transmuting pain. Now, I want you guys to notice the colors, how different the colors are, okay? Mainly blues, some light yellows, some white, all yellows, reds, tans. Then a lot of darker colors with some bright yellows. I wanted you to see that, okay? See how they're all different? See how they all have 2s in them? It ties them all together. Here's what I want you to look at. Every single color is in this card, including this bright ass blue and the little butterfly that he's holding right there. All of these colors are in this card. See? So even though all of these colors don't match, they're tied together in this completion card. They're tied together with the number 2. Pisces, this is a week of 3 major things being done, being completed. 3. One is something that you chose knowing it really was not the best thing. Whether it was taking on a responsibility, a job, whatever it was, you kind of knew it wasn't the best thing. It's over. The other one is something that you stepped into thinking it was going to be something great. And maybe it was. It is now over as well. The reason it's over is because you needed the lesson from that. You needed the lesson from that situation. The other thing that is over, that is done, complete this week, Pisces, is you've been going through some deep, dark, painful shit inside there, Pisces. You've been transmuting this pain either into shadow work, into pushing you forward in your goals, into something. This weekend is finally the weekend where you kind of look around and go, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Because no matter how deep you guys get into shadow work, no matter how much trauma and how much pain you carry inside there, and every single person has damage. Everybody. Don't worry about comparing your damage to someone else's. Everyone has damage. There comes a point when we finally have worked on ourselves and we finally have worked on repairing all of this stuff, where we kind of look around and go, I think I'm okay. I'm okay with that right there. It usually comes in the form when something that used to trigger us hardcore doesn't trigger us. And when we realize that, we go, I'm an adult. That's what's going to happen this week, Pisces. Stones for Pisces. Ready? Red jasper, sodalite, lapis, carnelian. Yeah. All right. Aries. Where's my sweet little Aries gang? Thank you guys, all the new subscribers on TikTok tonight and all the new followers. And if you guys, well, that one came out and landed kind of upside down, so we're going to leave it that way. If you guys didn't pay attention to what my mods were saying, please make sure that you guys are members of my site. Thank you, love. I have some big announcements this week. Y'all will get dibs. Y'all will get dibs. Just saying what I'm saying. Okay. Oh, Aries, are we ready? Are we ready? I know you are. I know you are. Aries, you guys start off with Abaddon, which is malice and pestilence and corruption. Then you had 2 cards come out, and y'all saw me shuffle. You can't make this shit up. The top one is teachability. And underneath that, you have transmuting pain. Then you guys wanted to fling a card off the top of my thumb, landed over here, and shifted its own self. So when it finally came to a rest, I just left it. This is confidence in your own magic. And yes, it is upside down. Aries, it's going to be a little bit of a tough week for you. Okay? It'll be okay, though. I promise. Okay? I promise. If my heater decides that it wants to work and it doesn't want to melt me, it will be okay. It'll be okay. Aries, I in no way feel like this malice and corruption is you. I feel like this is a situation around you. It's like you just stepped in it. You know what I mean? You just stepped right in this puddle. You thought the puddle was only about this deep, but the bitch is like 2 foot deep. And now you're up to your knees. And you can't really get out, and your shoe is stuck at the bottom. That's kind of how this week is going to be. It's going to open up a lot of old wounds, Aries. It's going to open up a lot of life lessons where you kind of are like, okay, I get it. I see why that had to happen. I see why this has to be done with. You're going to have a lot of those synchronicity moments this week, Aries, okay? Now, here's the thing. Because of some of the things this week, Aries, your normal Aries cardinal sign confidence may not be as Aries-esque as normal. And those of you guys that have Aries in your life, they're going to feel a little off their game. They're going to feel like their energy is a little bit weird. They're not quite sure what's up. Here's what I want you to remember, Aries. Remember how I said that you had that puddle that was only about 2 inches deep and you stepped in it and the puddle ended up being 2 feet deep? And your shoe stuck. Leave the shoe. Leave the shoe. Just let it go. You can buy another shoe. Okay? In fact, chuck the other shoe too. You can buy another pair of shoes, Aries. Sometimes it's best to cut your losses and walk away, Aries. Okay? Sometimes it's best to walk away. You'll learn why this was a learning experience for you, and you'll get your confidence back, I promise. Okay? Okay? Sometimes we have to have these kind of weeks to get back to our authentic self. Capricorns kind of had one this last week. We understand. We got you, Aries. So, stones for Aries. Moonstone. Jade. Obsidian. Hematite. Okay. You're welcome, loves. All right. Where's my Tauruses? Moonstone, Jade, Frozen. Well, I'm streaming on YouTube right now, guys. Moonstone, Jade, Obsidian, Hematite. All right, Tauruses. Ready? I was looking to see if I took my food away from myself, and I did. That was dumb. I'm hungry. Anyway. Sorry. All right. Tauruses. You guys start off with the Red Shepherd, which is evaluation and just reward. Then you guys have a Tidy House, which is clarity and organization. Then you guys have the card that keeps popping up, Teachability. And then you have Resonating. So, Tauruses. Taurus, it's going to be a week of cleaning out everything. Cleaning out your house, cleaning out your office, cleaning out your ways of thinking. Those of you guys that have Tauruses in your life, be expecting several trips to Goodwill. Be expecting the trash can to be full. Be expecting them to cut people off that had been big staples in their life. Tauruses are feeling that itch of the spring cleaning. Tauruses are feeling that itch to change. Tauruses are feeling the need to declutter every aspect of their life. What's interesting is, in cleaning all of this stuff out, Tauruses, this teachability right here, you're going to see where there's a lot of things that you've been holding on to that you didn't need to hold on to. You didn't need to hold on to. You're also going to find some things you forgot about that are going to resonate back with you hardcore. Sometimes we pick up things, whether it's, oh, thank you guys, whether it's new books we were going to read or projects we were going to do or hobbies, whatever it is. We pick up stuff and then it gets shoved to the back of the closet. This is going to be the week you find a few of those things, Taurus. And in finding a few of those things, you're going to go, I forgot about this. I do want to do this. There's going to be some things that resonate with you. There's going to be some things that resonate hardcore with you, Taurus. It's a shift back to the original part of your path that you were on. And there's a lot of number ones. There's a lot of number ones in here. Taurus, it's a week of you clearing off the clutter and getting back to your open self. And I said it that way for a reason, because the teachability, the resonating, etc. I feel like you guys have been closed for a while. That evaluation in that first card is you evaluating what's going on. Okay? So, stones for Taurus. Selenite. All the selenite. Smoky quartz. Citrine. And I'm going to say clear quartz as well. Amplify all this stuff, Taurus. Amplify it. Okay? That would bring me to my sweet little Geminis. My sweet little Geminis. There's my Geminis. Thank you for the gifts, love. Y'all are so sweet with the gifts tonight. Thank you so much. Is it just me, or does it seem like it's really, really quiet all of a sudden everywhere? I just realized that. Did y'all notice that? Like, I know my heater's off, and I know the music's down. But it's like a little spooky quiet. Like, it just hit me really weird all of a sudden. I don't hear cars outside. I don't hear my dogs moving. Like, what the fuck? Unsure how I feel about that. Unsure how I feel about that. Like, my teenager's home. It's the end of the world. Yeah. That's a little weird. And the fact that all y'all have it, weird. Because I'll tell you what, like, even though it's Sunday night, I live on a pretty busy, well, like a couple blocks off of one of the busiest streets in Tulsa. There's a lot of traffic. Not that I always hear all the traffic, but usually I hear something. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of creeped out a little bit. All right, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Here we go. It's just a moment of silence for daylight savings time. That's funny. That's funny. All right. All right. Geminis. Oh my God, that's funny. Oh, was that 3? 2 or 3? 2 or 3. Anyway. All right. Geminis, you guys start off with the Queen of Shadows. This is wrath and instability and suspicion. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Then you have the Vanishing Mirror, which is ego sublimation. And then you have Rising Above the Fray. And then you have the Closing Door, which is completion. And I want you guys to look at this, because if you guys don't know who I am, etc., etc., I've been reading professionally for a long time. I pay attention to everything, not just what the cards say. Okay? Why don't you look at the colors? I'm a big color person, okay? See how it's kind of dark and super bright behind her, right? but it's like blue, etc. This is the next card. See how the color kind of just morphs over into that? And how it just morphs over into that? And how it just morphs over into that. Geminis, it's going to be a week of just flow. It's just going to be a week of flow. It's going to be an interesting week, but it's going to be a week of flow. So let me say this. First of all, those of you guys that have Geminis in your life, know that the first of this week, they're going to be a little paranoid, a little suspicious of everybody for no reason. And Geminis, you're even going to be like, hey, I don't even know why I feel this way, but I do. But I do. Just know it's a thing. The first few days, Geminis, your spidey senses are tingling, your hair's up on your head, whatever. It's just, you're just going to be suspicious of everything and everyone, Geminis, okay? And it's okay. It's okay. Now, when I say this next part, it's nothing bad. And don't take it the wrong ways, Geminis. I'm looking at all of you. It's going to knock you down a peg. It's going to knock you down a peg. We got to have Zeus reads. It's going to knock you down a peg. So what he's going to do now is sit in my lap and breathe really loudly and then get irritated when I move or my hair tickles his ears until he gets down. You're cold. Where have you been? His little paws are like ice. What the fuck? Okay. All right. I love you too, buddy. Geminis, after this kind of knocks you down a little bit, it's almost like you get knocked down and you do this. Completely rising above all of the bullshit. Okay? Completely rising above every bit of the bullshit. You're right to be suspicious this week, Geminis. You're right to be on edge. You're right to not be sure who you can trust. You're right to be paranoid this week. After rising above all the bullshit and seeing what's going on underneath and around you, see, I told you. He's going to get mad about that. Little cranky old man. Geminis, there's going to be a lot of things that you're just done with. That you're just done with. Not only are you just done with, but what the heck? Why are you? Okay. What? That is so weird. I saw somebody ask for a mod, and then, Leanne, I saw you pop up, and it doesn't show me that you're a mod. What the hell? That is the weirdest. That's weird. Because you are, because when I pulled up your thing, it says you are. That's so weird. That's so weird. Anyway, Geminis, it's a week of completion. It's a week of letting go of some things. Now, they're going to pop up and show their ass first. They're going to pop up and show their ass first. It's showing again now after I pulled you up. That's so weird. So weird. Sorry, Geminis. That's just weird. For those of you guys that have Geminis in your lives, don't be surprised when they cut people out, when they cut situations off, when they are just absolutely done this week with something. Even if you're like, I thought that was a big thing. Okay? Let them talk through their feelings. Let them work it out. If you have Geminis in your life, let them do the words. Okay? Okay? Yeah, I can see it now, Leanne. It's weird. All right. Stones for Geminis. Ready? There's a lot. I'm just trying to figure out which ones are going to be the best. We're going to go with aventurine, prehnite, sodalite, and clear quartz. Why are you so cold? Where have you been? Those little feet are like ice. Little feet are like ice. Oh, shit. I forgot he doesn't like noises like that. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm so sorry. And he almost jumped out of the chair. And now I'm covered in dog hair. So my ex-husband was not very nice to Zeus and used to think it was funny to do a lot of loud noises around him and fuck with him and stuff. So I forget that sometimes. Like, I was just tapping a card and he freaked. But that's weird for him to freak out. He sits on my lap a lot when I read cards, and I do that a lot. So it's weird for him to kind of freak out like he did, because he literally almost jumped out of my arms up here. And I mean, I'm sitting a good 3 feet up off the ground. You know something's up, exactly. I don't like that. All right. Cancers, you ready? Ready, Cancers? Yeah, they know. It is what it is, right? He's okay. I didn't drop him. I'm never going to drop my Zeus. Trust me. That's my baby. That's why I was like, no, no, no. You're going to let me put you down, bitch. You know, like, mm-mm. All right. Ready, Cancers? I know normally I fly through these, but I'm going kind of slow this evening, and I don't know why, but we're just going to roll with it. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm watching everybody talk about how their animals have been acting weird. That's one thing that I was talking about today with a couple of people. All right. Cancers, you guys start off with Charon the Ferryman, which is necessity and focus and transition. Then, I shit you not, you guys also have rising above the fray. You have possibility for a union. And then you have balancing act. Cancer, this is definitely a week of change for you. A week of shifts, a week of transition. Some of this is need-based transition. You need to shift. You know that this is done, or that is done, or this has run its course, or whatever. You need to shift. Some of it, you just feel like you have to shift. Okay? It's just going to be a week of shifts. For those of you guys that have cancers in your life, You may have to tie them down a little bit. You may have to tie them down a little bit. Cancers. Seeing this rise above the fray, then possibility for a union, then balancing act. You're going to be ready to shift and change enough this week that you're going to let go of almost too many things and then feel like now you need to fill that void. So now you're going to take on all this other stuff. Don't take on too much, Cancers, okay? Don't take on too much. Don't try to, let me rephrase that, because it's not don't try to. Don't let all of the shiny distract you from what the thing really is. A wolf in glitter is still a wolf, okay? Not a wolf in sheep's clothing, but a wolf dressed in glitter is still a wolf. A snake with heels on is still a fucking snake. In all of this, there's going to be the possibility for something really cool to happen. That's this possibility for a union. Cancers, please, please, please look over every bit of this before you make a decision. Yeah, I know y'all are just going to like, bam, you know, I really want to do this. I really want to do this. I really want to fix this or fix that or have this or have that. Like you really just want to jump in. But look at every aspect of this before you do, Cancers, okay? Every fucking aspect. Period. Because if you just jump into something this week, Cancer, you're going to find out almost immediately that it's not as great as you thought it was. Make sure that you are in balance this week, Cancers. Make sure that you are grounded, that you think before you speak, that you look before you leap. Okay? Okay, Cancers? I'm worried about you. I'm worried about you. Just saying. Okay? Balance yourself out this week, Cancers. Those of you guys that have Cancers in your life, remind them, shove their ass outside barefoot for a little bit. Make them go stand in the dirt. Stones for Cancers. Wood. Petrified wood. I said wood, even though it's not a stone, because I know a lot of times you can find really cool pieces of pet wood. You can find really cool bracelets with, I mean, I wear the bracelet I got in New Orleans with the wooden beads on it. Wood, 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 wood. Wood is going to ground you. Wood is protective. Hematite, obsidian, and I'm going to say amethyst as well. So wood or petrified wood, hematite, obsidian, and amethyst. Okay. All right. Where's my lovely Leos at? Woo, Leos. Okay, calm down. Calm down. All my lovely little Leo Leos at. There they are. All right. Here we go, Leos. All right. We ready? Those have been your favorite stones the last few days. That's awesome. Leos, y'all start off with the Lady of Masks, which is vanity and surface appearance and reclaiming yourself. Then you have the Bold Step Forward. I love this card. It's really cool. Then you have the Unmarked Trail, which is Revelation. And then you have the Lost Compass, which is getting back to integrity. These cards are kind of self-explanatory, Leo. They're kind of self-explanatory. And guess what? 5 is apparently the number. 55, 57, 35. 5, 5, 5. 5, 5, 5. Leo, I knew that was coming. There it is. Ah. This is going to be a week where, for some reason, not that you Leos would ever do this, you decide just to step out there and make this big decision, make this huge change. I mean, literally right here at the beginning of the week. And now this is what's happening. This big, bold step forward to change, to shift, etc. And it's going to take, what's funny is, it's going to take a lot for you to make this decision, but you're going to do it like this. Does that make sense? You know how sometimes when something big happens, when some big decision pops up and you're like, I'm going to do that. Let's do it. It took everything in you to step out of your comfort zone to make that change, but it's a huge step forward. That's exactly where you're at, Leos. When you make this massive change, this decision, and this huge step forward, Leos, it's going to reveal a lot of things around you. Unfortunately, some of you guys are going to find out that the people that you kind of thought were friends are not friends. You're also going to find out how loyal some of your friends are in a good way. There's going to be a lot of revelation around you this week, Leos, okay? Now, here's the thing. I know that you Leos take your friendships very seriously. Very, very seriously. So when you lose one, even if they are the ones that walk away, or you are the one that has to walk away, it hurts. It hurts everybody, but y'all feel it a little deeper than normal. I think I have an eyelash that's like curled down in or something. It's killing me. After this revelation happens this week, Leos, it allows this to happen. For you to get back to that integrity that you had. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have any integrity now. But we all know that sometimes there are friends that get in our friend group. They kind of shift our focus and they shift our way of thinking. And we don't even realize that they've done it until we lose that friend. So that revelation is going to show you where you had kind of gotten off course a little bit, Leo. Okay? It's going to show you where you've gotten off course a little bit, Leo. Now, I think this is a fantastic change. It's a fantastic shift. It's not going to seem like it in the moment, Leos. I'm just letting you know. It's not going to seem like it in the moment. It's going to hurt a little bit, okay? I'm just letting you know. But you're going to see why in the end. Okay? Okay. Stones for my little lovely Leos. Selenite to clear some shit out. Rose quartz for some self-love. Obsidian for some protection. And let's say blue apatite. Blue apatite is attuned to the future. It will help you see why things happen the way that they happened. Okay? I love you, little Leos. It'll be okay. All right? It'll be okay. All right. That brings us to the Virgos who want to throw cards already. You're so welcome, honey. So this mug, it says deep in the heart of Texas. And it actually has Leatherface on the side. So my tattoo artist designed these. Yeah. Once he gets back, he's going on vacation. And once he gets back from that, we're going to be working on, let's just say we're going to be working on getting some stuff in the shop. He's a fantastic artist. If you guys aren't from Oklahoma City, don't know anything about Mindbender Tattoo, Jay motherfucker Roberts is an artist in Oklahoma City. He's utterly fantastic. I am going to post some videos and some pictures on Patreon. When I was in there, there was a painting of Nikola Tesla. I love Tesla. And when I caught it from across the room. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, whose painting is this, Jay? He's like, oh, it's mine. It's a commission. I was like, holy shit. Like, this is a cool painting, Jay. And then I got up close to it and I realized it's painted on pages. So he printed out a whole bunch of Tesla's public work and put it on there and then painted over it. And I asked him if I could take a picture and I had permission. So I'm going to put that on my Patreon so you guys can see. I also took a little video because in the main area, seating part of their tattoo studio, it's an art gallery. And so I took some video of the art. So, but yeah, he has some great things he's going to be putting in the shop. I'm excited. All right, Virgos. Ready? The Virgos are like, dude, we don't care. Give us our cards. What do you do with your life right now, Bodhi? All right, Virgos, you ready? Virgos, y'all start off with Anubis. This is preservation and neutrality and obligation. It's a powerful card. Then you have Beloved, which is radical acceptance. Then you have adaptability. And then you have choices and their consequences. Virgos. Ooh. This is a week where a lot of things that you've obligated yourself to do, to be, to help with, to whatever. A lot of the things that you've obligated yourself to are going to pop up. Now I'm just going to say are going to pop up. You're going to have to be super neutral this week, Virgos. Super neutral. It's going to be a week where you need to keep your emotions in check. You need to keep them under wraps, Virgos. Okay? Seriously, under wraps. You're going to have to shift and change and accept what happens and not react. I know that's hard. I know that's hard. But you're going to have to not react, Virgos. Okay? This means to the good and the bad. I know you guys at first were thinking about okay. I know y'all heard that. Yeah. So, I assume it's a visitor because nobody's in here. And that obviously was something that got thrown to the floor. I have the candle going behind the thing over here. but there's nothing on that would have fallen in the floor. Welcome to my life. So Virgos, there is going to be a lot of good that happens this week that you can't react to. Yeah, that you can't react to. Sometimes that's harder than not reacting to the bad. Because sometimes with the bad, we're like, okay, not going to react, not going to react. I'll have the panic attack later, not going to react. And then the good things happen and we want to cheer and we want to tell everybody and so on. And can't. I also want you guys to realize this week, Virgos, that some of the things that you have decided to do or not do have their consequences. And it's not all bad, okay? Sometimes we just go, I'm going to trust my gut. I don't think I need to do that. And in the moment, people are like, oh my God, why would you not do that? Why would you not take that opportunity or whatever? I don't want to do it. My gut says, no, I'm not going to do it. And then you find out later, if you'd have done it, you'd have lost all this money or you'd be stuck here or whatever. Exactly what you're going to find out this week, Virgos. Don't react. Don't react. Be very neutral this week, Virgos. Okay? Stones for Virgos. Let's go with amethyst, blue apatite, charoite, and lapis. Okay? Libras. Woo! No. I love the Libras. Like those of you guys that are at the very end, you guys wait so patiently. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. Okay. All my sweet little Libras. All right. That's interesting. Okay. So, Libras, you guys start off with Erewhon, the master of the great hunt, which is the natural balance of things. It's also in search of hunting, etc. Then you have the divine womb, which is, or the cosmic womb, which is the divine feminine. Then you have a tidy house, which is clarity and organization. And then you have resonating. And what I want to point out is this. This card is the number 6. This card is the number 1. This card is 61. Can't make this shit up. So, there you go. 6161. Can't make this shit up. Libras. You need to get your balance back this week. Okay? I think that's 4 or 10. I don't know. Libras, you need to get your balance back this week. I don't know what happened this weekend. I don't know what happened last week, but something has got you guys kind of a little off kilter. And in being off kilter, I think that it's just slight, not this huge shift, but it was just this little shift, but it's got you feeling like just a little off. And getting back to the balance of things and getting back to your own natural balance, it's going to help you feel connected again. It's also going to cause you to start cleaning and throwing away everything. Not everything, but you know what I'm saying. All the spring cleaning. You thought I was going to cough. That's why I did that. All the spring cleaning. Similar to the Tauruses, as you guys are cleaning, there's going to be some things you find that really resonate with you, that you're like, I forgot I had this. I forgot I was going to do that. I forgot I was going to do this. Unlike the Tauruses, though, when you start getting back to yourself, when you start shifting back to where you need to be, you're going to realize how far off you actually were, Libras. I don't know if it's just a crazy energy lately. I don't know what's been going on with you and your, personally in your life, but balance is here and you guys are here. You have no idea how far off you've actually gotten, Libras, until this week. I don't know what the number 61 stands for, but it probably would be a good idea for y'all to look it up, Libras. I keep coming back to the 6161. That's just weird. 6161. It's just weird. I would look up what that number means. I would look up what 6 means. I would look up what 1 means. Libras, I think you're going to realize by the end of this week how far off you actually were, okay? The good thing is when you know how far off you are, you can start shifting back to that. So it's actually a really, really good thing, Libras. Don't take it as something bad, okay? Don't take it as something bad. It's really good. This is the universe showing you where you need to shift back to you, okay? So stones. Let's do citrine. Labradorite. Jade. Let's do yellow jade. Yellow jade. And carnelian. Okay? Well, that just fits right in with what I said. So for those of you guys that don't see that, Spooky Southern Witch said 61 is about being inspired from the divine realm, according to Google. Scorpios. Are we ready, Scorpios? Yeah. Here we go. You can't make this shit up. Can't make this shit up. Scorpios. Scorpios. You guys also start off with the Queen of Shadows, which is wrath and instability and suspicion. Then you have the Beloved, which is radical acceptance. Then you have the Dragon's Horde, which is protecting the future. And then you have a Tidy House, which is clarity and organization. 2, 1, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay. 2-1, 2-1. Scorpios. It's a wink. It's a wink. It's a week of synchronicities for you. It's a week of synchronicities. You're going to be a little suspicious of everybody, and you're going to be a little irritated for no reason this week, Scorpios. If you have Scorpios in your life, in your house, just know they're going to be a little cranky for no reason. And they don't even know why. So don't do that whole thing with, why are you mad? Why are you mad? Why are you mad? God damn, I hate that. I'm sure that Scorpios do too. Or, you should calm down. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to calm down. Don't do that. Your Scorpio's going to blow. Your Scorpio's going to blow. So, Scorpios. This is kind of an interesting week. With you being a little cranky. With me yawning 13 times in one reading. There's going to be a few things that pop up that you're going to have to really look. You're going to have to really look at and decide if they're for you or not. And I don't mean just, yeah, I think I would like to do that. I mean, seriously, look. Yeah, that job sounds pretty good, but is it the right move for you? Yeah, this person looks pretty great, but are they the right person to be in a relationship with? Is this friend truly your friend? Are the behaviors that you're doing truly okay? You need to have a lot of radical acceptance for yourself this week, Scorpios, okay? Because in you having this radical acceptance, in you looking at anything at all that comes into your life this week or that has been in your life this week, you need to look at what's actually protecting your future, Scorpios. What's protecting your future? If that new job that's come your way is not going to help you better yourself, is not going to help you move forward, is not going to protect your future, Scorpios, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't protect someone else's future. Protect yours. It's also time this week, Scorpios, to clean some shit out. This includes some feelings. You Scorpios are a lot like us Capricorns. That's why we get along so fucking well. Y'all tend to hold shit inside until you blow. Let the shit go, Scorpios. This is a good week for you to let it go. Let it go. Okay? Let it go. You're going to have to really, really look at all the things around you, Scorpios. You're going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to really stop and evaluate every aspect of a situation before you move forward, before you let go, before whatever. Okay? Focus on protecting your future, Scorpios. Period. And then the shit that doesn't serve you, it gets thrown out in the dumpster. It gets thrown out in the fucking dumpster. Your spiritual advisor said so. That was loud. Holy fuck. Okay. Stones for Scorpios. Red jasper. Red jasper. Sodalite. Sapphire. And emerald. And I know I gave you two that are a little more expensive, but sometimes you can find them at different shops. Like I carry emerald matrix at my shop, things like that. I'm trying to get some sapphire matrix in. It's a little harder to find. But, yeah. And sometimes you can find lab created ones pretty cheap. Just saying. That brings us to my little Sagittariuses. Hey. Thank you guys for putting all the stones in there. I appreciate that. Thanks, Christine, honey. There's all my Sagittariuses. How are we? How are my Sagittariuses? Apparently, y'all needed 4 cards. All right. Of course you did. Of course you did. Okay. Y'all start off with Morgan Le Fay, which is growth and atonement and deceit. Then you have deep diving into a task. And then you have the disowned self. Then you needed 2 cards to end everything out. And I shit you not, the top one is Revelation. And the bottom one is a bold step forward. Sagittarius. We're kind of going to start with these 2 cards down here at the end first. It's going to be a week of shift for you as well. It's going to be a week of shifting for you as well. There's a lot of growth this week, Sagittarius. A lot. Some of it's great. Some of it's uncomfortable. With this growth, once it starts, it's because you're kind of diving down deep into something. You're diving down deep into either this new part of your job, into a hobby, into a book, whatever. There is something in front of you right now that you are just doing this head first plunge into the deep end. That plunge is, there's a reason for it. Okay? That plunge is going to show you where there's a lot of pieces of yourself that you've kind of disowned a little bit. They're either from past traumas, they are inner child work, something. But it's going to show you where there's a lot of pieces of the disowned self that are just sitting there waiting for you to pick them back up. Okay? When that happens, that's a huge, huge revelation that smacks you in the middle of the forehead, Sagittarius. It just is. It just is. So, while some of you are sitting there like, oh my God, I don't know that I want to do that this week. That sounds terrible. Growth is not always fun until you get to the next level. And then you look back and you're like, I see why all that had to happen. Once you have this revelation, Sagittarius, it's going to allow you to pivot and shift and change where you've been holding yourself back. You're going to find that the reason you haven't made some choices and some decisions and moving forward is because you've been holding yourself back, because there's a lot of yourself that was just kind of disowned and put over here into a box. It's going to be an interesting week for you, Sagittarius, okay? It's not a bad week, I promise. It's not a bad week, Sagittarius. It's just interesting, okay? Just go with it. Let it happen. Dive deep into that book, into the job, into whatever it is that's come up that you are just diving down into, Sagittarius. That's what's supposed to happen. Okay? When the disowned part of you pops up, pull it back in. Embrace it. Hug it. Okay? You're going to be ready to make a huge leap forward this weekend, Sagittarius. It'll be good for you. I promise. I promise. Okay? Stones for Sagittarius. Rose quartz. Sodalite. Turquoise. And I know this is a man-made stone, but let's go with sandstone. Sandstone. That one's the gold one. The goldy gold. So, with that being said, it's going to be an interesting week for everybody, I think. If you guys don't follow me on my website, please make sure you do. Please make sure you're signed up because I've got some interesting announcements this week, some shifts, some changes, etc., etc. Yeah. I have book recommendations on Amazon on my new profile there. I will have some other things. I know some of you guys always like earrings and shirts and shit like that I have. I got you. I got you. So, I'm going to turn YouTube off here. You guys on YouTube, have a great evening, day, morning, night, whatever. And